Are you ready for a bold take? Most people in or near retirement are following advice that was not meant for them, and it's quietly costing. The truth is, there are different levels of wealth in retirement, and each one comes with its own challenges, opportunities, and decision points. But too often, people are taking action based upon what they heard their wealthier friend did or what some article said without realizing it doesn't fit their situation. They're optimizing for someone else's plan. And if you're following advice that's meant for a different financial level than your own, you might be overpaying in taxes or underspending in retirement. I had a client, let's call him Tom. He was aggressively doing Roth conversions, paying 28% tax rate to do so, but he didn't have kids, and his income would naturally drop in the coming years, and his future tax liability was already projected to be very low. The math didn't add up. He was copying a playbook written for someone else. So before you make another move, let's walk through the 5 levels of wealth and make sure you're playing the right game for the stage you're actually in. And we'll do that after I briefly introduce myself. Welcome to the Retirement Guy channel. I'm Daryl Rose, and in my role at SECURiMENT Wealth, I help people like you plan for and hopefully enjoy retirement. Hopefully. SECURiMENT, it's financial security in retirement. It's not extraordinary riches, but the immense wealth that comes from happiness and comfort. Let's go get ourselves some. Here are 5 levels of wealth for senior-led households based upon some data from the Federal Reserve survey in 2022. For each level, I'm going to give you a quick overview, then walk you through 3 smart action steps that fit that specific situation. The goal, to help you focus on moves that make sense for where you are, not where someone else happens to be. This is the group most at risk in retirement, not because they've done something wrong, but because their margin for error is generally razor thin. Every dollar matters. Every decision carries weight. And the goal here isn't about building wealth. It's about building stability. I have 3 suggestions. So don't assume you should just claim at 62. Yes, it's tempting, especially if cash is tight, but that decision could lock in a permanently reduced benefit when you need as much as possible. Even delaying a few months can increase your monthly check. And if you're divorced or widowed or married, look into spousal and survivor benefits. There may be more available than you think. Get help if you need it, because this is one of those few levers that can meaningfully improve lifetime income. So this isn't about pride, it's about access. Programs like SNAP, food assistance, or Medicaid or Medicare, extra help for prescription drugs, and housing subsidies exist for a reason: to prevent older Americans from slipping through the cracks. Apply for everything you're eligible for, because these programs can dramatically ease financial strain. And I know that they're in the news because the new tax bill aims to cut a lot of that. However, you should still be looking to get as much as you can. Quick side note here, my very favorite wife runs a food pantry, and I swear this is not me trying to earn points, not that she's watching this if she ever even clicks on any of my videos, but seriously, there are agencies everywhere filled with people like Jill, folks who genuinely want to help and who go out of their way to do it with dignity and compassion. If you're in this category, go see those people. Dog walking, tutoring, gig jobs, remote and admin work can make a real difference. An extra $300 or $500 per month could help pay for food, transportation, prescriptions without disrupting your other benefits. Look for flexible jobs that protect your health and time, but still contribute to your financial footing. The bottom line at this level, the goal is not financial independence, it's financial resilience. So I want you to lean on every resource, ask for help when you're not alone, and small steps here can build into greater stability over time. At this level, you likely have some savings, a comfortable place to live, and maybe a pension or a manageable retirement portfolio. You're not scraping by, but you don't have endless wiggle room either. Every decision matters. The key here is being intentional. With the right moves, you can shift from just getting through retirement to truly feeling confident and in control. Here are 3 suggestions. Now's the time to stop guessing. Create a clear line item budget that separates needs, like housing, food, and medical care, from wants, which would be travel, gifts, hobbies, things like that. This helps you make smarter decisions during downturns and ensures you don't cut too deeply in areas that bring you joy. You can use past bank statements or budgeting tools to spot trends and plug leaks. Budgeting doesn't mean restriction, it means clarity. Healthcare is often your biggest unpredictable expense, so don't just default into Medicare Advantage or Original Medicare. Compare them. Do you value lower monthly premiums or freedom to choose providers? Are you on expensive medications? This decision can mean thousands saved or spent each and every year, so you got to reevaluate annually during open enrollment, and don't be afraid to get help comparing plans. You don't have to be wealthy to protect what you have. A simple will, durable powers of attorney, and advanced healthcare directives ensure that your voice is heard even if you can't speak. These aren't just legal documents, they're gifts to your family that prevent confusion, conflict, and heartache. Here's a bonus SECURiMENT tip. If you haven't already, consider consolidating old retirement accounts into a single IRA. It makes managing your money easier and may reduce fees. The bottom line, this is the level where careful planning pays off. You have resources to work with. The question is, are you using them as wisely as possible? The goal here is not luxury, it's control, dignity, and the ability to spend without second guessing yourself. At this level, you're in a strong position, but it's a position that still requires planning. You've saved diligently, your home may be paid off or close to it, and your retirement accounts have grown. But mistakes here, especially around taxes, healthcare, and lifestyle creep, can erode progress quickly. The focus now, preservation, optimization, and proactive planning. You don't just want to make your money last, you want to make sure it works for you. This means being strategic about which accounts you pull from and when. Should you draw from taxable accounts first and defer IRA withdrawals, or do you do Roth conversions to make sense in your lower income years before RMDs kick in? These decisions can save tens of thousands of dollars in taxes over time, but the math is complex, so you need to work with a planner who can model different withdrawal scenarios across time. You want to minimize taxes over your lifetime, not just this year. By the way, efficient withdrawal strategies are a huge deliverable of the flat fee SECURiMENT review. No selling, no pressure to buy something, just advice. Go to theretirementguide.com for more info. Commercial over. This goes deeper than budgeting. So pull your last 12 months of spending data and ask, where did the money actually go? Are subscriptions stacking up? Is dining out doubling what it was 3 years ago? Are grandkids' gifts turning into unspoken budget line? None of these are wrong, but you want awareness, not autopilot. Trim where it doesn't hurt so you can see where you can spend more where it matters. This is the elephant in the room for people in their 60s and early 70s. What if I need care? Whether it's due to aging, an accident, or cognitive decline, long-term care can cost upwards of $100,000 per year, and it's rarely covered by Medicare. Now is the time to explore options like traditional long-term care insurance if you're still healthy enough, or hybrid life plus long-term care policies, or setting aside a dedicated care bucket part of your portfolio. Make a plan. Don't just cross your fingers. Make a plan that you and your family can feel good about. Here's a SECURiMENT tip. Take a moment to understand long-term care. Not everybody can or will want to buy it, I get that. But at the very least, understand it. It's helped my family extensively, as I explain in the critically acclaimed by my family, the SECURiMENT method, available on Amazon. The bottom line is you're not just okay, you're at a stage where good decisions can lead to secure, flexible, and purpose-filled retirement days. It's also the stage where inaction starts getting expensive. Think of this as your opportunity to fine-tune the engine, not because it's broken, but because it deserves to run its best. At this level, you're probably comfortably above the financial survival line and now squarely in legacy territory. Your focus is no longer just about how to fund your retirement, but how to use your resources intentionally. You've got options, you've got leverage, and the choices you make now can influence your family, your taxes, impact people for generations. If you haven't already done so, this is the time to go beyond a basic will. A well-constructed estate plan often includes a revocable living trust to avoid probate and ensure a smooth transfer of assets. You may also consider naming a trust protector, outlining provisions for special needs beneficiaries, or including detailed instructions about how and when assets should be distributed. This is especially important if you have blended families, complex assets, or want to preserve privacy. But estate planning isn't about control, it's about clarity and compassion. And here's a SECURiMENT tip for everyone. Check your beneficiaries. Make sure things are reflected properly in all your accounts. If giving back is part of your value system, make it part of your financial strategy as well. There are tools like donor advised funds, which let you pre-fund years of giving with a single tax-deductible contribution, which is useful in high-income years. Or you can consider qualified charitable distributions, QCDs. If you're over 70 and a half, you can give directly from your IRA to a qualified charity and satisfy RMD requirements while avoiding income tax. These strategies can maximize impact and minimize taxes. It's never too early to think about how you want to support your children and grandchildren, whether that's through 529 college savings plans or lifetime giving or setting up a trust of some sort. More important than the dollars, though, are the conversations. Begin talking to family about your wishes, your values, and how you hope your wealth will be used. You don't need to disclose all the account balances if you don't want, but do lay a foundation of trust and communication. The best inheritance isn't just money, it's perspective. Bottom line, you've done the hard work of building wealth. Now it's about making that wealth work for you and those who you care about. This stage isn't just about financial planning. It's about writing the next chapter of your story on purpose. At this level, retirement is no longer about survival, it's about stewardship. You have more than enough to cover your lifestyle, but with wealth comes complexity, taxes, legacy planning, and investment risk. All these things demand a more sophisticated approach. The key here is coordination. You're not just managing money, you're managing outcomes for yourself, your family, and potentially your community. Now's the time to graduate from basic portfolio models. Your allocation should balance growth, of course, preservation, and liquidity while also considering tax efficiency. This might mean allocating equities to Roth accounts or bonds to traditional IRAs and using your taxable account for income-producing assets with favorable capital gains treatment. You might also explore alternative investments like private equity, real estate, or structured notes if they fit in your risk tolerance and long-term objectives. The goal is not just diversification, it's purposeful placement. You might benefit from an integrated team that includes a fiduciary financial planner, an estate planning attorney, perhaps a proactive CPA, and maybe even somebody to help you with your philanthropic investments. But you got to ensure these professionals are talking to each other, not just working in silos. Regular strategy meetings, even once a year, can prevent missed opportunities and help align your financial choices with your long-term vision. At this level, minimizing taxes on large estates, it really becomes critical. There's tools like a grantor trust, there's charitable remainder trust, there's irrevocable life insurance trust. All these avenues can allow you to transfer wealth more efficiently while maintaining some control over the income. These tools can be especially powerful if your estate is expected to exceed the federal exemption limits, which are scheduled to sunset after 2025, although they'll probably stay in some form or fashion. Philanthropic giving, whether through donor-advised funds, a concept we talked about earlier, private foundations, or direct gifts, can also serve both strategic and personal values. Here's a SECURiMENT tip. Legacy isn't just about money, it's about meaning. Consider writing a family mission statement or legacy letter to clarify the purpose behind your wealth and the values you hope it reflects. You've won the money game. Now the challenge is to protect what you built, put it to work with intention, and ensure your wealth enhances, not complicates, your life and legacy. If you like this video, you might like this one, and thanks for watching.